getting fishy. April's crazy. Goldfish, go fish face and fishery. Might go fish tasting or learn fish sayings. Fish tales, woo-oo. Every day we're out here making fish tales, woo-oo. Tales of swimming and of fishing, fish tales. By the way, the way I practiced before, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Fish tales.
Talar, we have arrived to our destination.
I think we're gonna cut this part out.
Okay, yeah, we probably are, but I mean, how many? Oh, bro, I had the selfie sticks at home.
Take me.
Gorgeous. So this aquarium was quite amazing. There was a lot of fish in this particular tank. There was a stingray too. There go more fish. And there was a turtle. The turtle was very cute. Something we found cool was that they made it rain artificially so that the place would resemble the plants and animals' natural habitat. So apparently these are orange head earth heaters, and they were very cool. There was a lot of them. collection of the marine life you could find in the Gulf of St. Lawrence. There goes what we think is an Atlantic sturgeon. Here he appears a couple of times in the video, and we think it's because he likes attention. We named this little fish the ghost fish since it was all white. That would be a bird. We think this one is an Atlantic wolffish just because we saw it on the wall. This is a little starfish, very cute. Mr. Lou, there are other fish in the sea. We have a special guest here at Fishtail. She's going to show us how to braid a fishtail.
To braid a fishtail, you're working with two parts. So you're going to take a little bit of the right side and put it on the left. The same thing with the left side. Put it on the right. It's going to make a cross, and then you just continue.
Hey guys, my name is Luke Hagopian, and I am the creator and owner of Luke's Goldies Inc., which is a goldfish breeding company, but it's also a YouTube platform, a TikTok platform, an Instagram platform, where basically I educate and teach others about goldfish keeping, goldfish breeding. And right now I have a combined following across all my social media accounts of roughly 9 million people. So it is the number one, largest established goldfish channel on the internet currently.
What made you pick this career path?
So I never specifically chose to go into this career path. I chose to be a chemical engineer. So I went to college for chemical engineering. I actually have my chemical engineering degree. But alongside that entire degree, while I was in college, even while I was in high school, I started keeping goldfish. Just a little hobby, little side thing for me for fun. And before I knew it, they just started breeding. So I decided, let me research goldfish breeding. Let me see if this is something fun that I'll get into. I pick up hobbies very easily. So I picked that up, and then I had a little Instagram channel where I'd take pictures of things and do photography. So I started posting just a lot about my goldfish. Pretty soon it turned into a goldfish page. Then I started making TikTok videos, just posting it for fun. And while I was in college, especially during COVID, when COVID hit, I just started posting a lot of videos because I was at home, I was bored. And before I knew it, my Instagram started surging, my TikTok started surging. I started a YouTube channel, and I started getting checks, into my bank account from all these different platforms. And at one point, I realized that I was making more money from just posting my videos and stuff and selling goldfish than I would as an engineer. So when I graduated college, I decided it just makes financial sense to continue working, on my hobby and continue doing this because I'm making more money this way than if I were to use my time, being a chemical engineer. And I still love engineering, but I definitely love goldfish more. So I'm making more money from it, and I enjoy it more. It just makes sense for me for this to be my career path. Yeah.
Just say 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, no, I just forgot.
What are some things you wish you knew when you started?
So a couple things I wish I knew when I started is, one, the importance of good water quality. So if you want to be a successful goldfish keeper, or just, fish keeper in general, the most important thing, it's not like feed, it's not light, it's not what kind of decor, plants, whatever, it's having good water quality. So understanding, more fish means more waste and worse water quality. You feeding the fish a ton makes the water quality worse. Having not enough filters makes the water quality worse. And really just, fully understanding the science of that and the science of the nitrogen cycle. If I knew how to maintain good, solid water quality from the beginning, there would have been a lot of fish that died and got sick that didn't need to. So if you master how to get good water quality, this hobby and industry or wherever you want to call it, it's going to be a lot easier for you.
Do you get attached to your fish?
So I'll be honest, not all of them. There are a couple fish that I do get very attached to, and it's typically the ones I name. So if I have a fish, I find it super cute, or I find it very unique, or even if their attitude is a very friendly attitude, like if it's always the first one to come up to me in the tank, certain fish I do get very attached to. So those ones I'll name. Typically I'm very reluctant to sell them. I am a goldfish importer and seller, breeder and seller, so I do have to sell. But sometimes I get really reluctant to sell a couple of them. A couple of those right now are my goldfish Oreo. He's this beautiful Oranda goldfish, and he looks like an Oreo. He's got white and black. He's stunning, and The unique thing about him is every time I do a water change, he gets very, very scared and he just hides in the corner. And then as soon as I'm done with the water change, he's fine, he's swimming around again. So he's one of those fish that I'm just very attached to. So I get attached to some, but all the standard looking fish, for the most part, I'm okay with selling them and it doesn't affect me too much.
Do the fish get attached to you?
So do the fish get attached to me? So they don't really get attached to me necessarily. Now there are a couple fish that sometimes I'll notice that they're more friendly to humans. So whether it's me or whether it's like one of my parents taking care of the fish or someone coming over, they will get kind of attached to humans because they more closely associate humans with food. But if they can, do they recognize me with my beard and know, oh, that's Luke, he's going to feed us? No, they're not that smart. They are, it's just a goldfish brain at the end of the day. They don't recognize face to face, but they are able to tell a human from, no human, and they just associate human and food. So a couple of them can make that distinction.
How do you ship the fish to your clients?
All right, so this is actually one of my most common questions because most people can't understand the idea or they haven't thought about the idea of a fish just going through mail. So the first thing I do is I put the fish in a bag with some water. And I add a special medication in the water that actually, decreases the chances of them getting sick and increases the oxygen uptake for that fish. And then I'll also fill the bag full of pure oxygen because, when they're enclosed in the bag, they're not going to have very much oxygen. The atmosphere is only 20% oxygen. If I fill it with 100 or 90% oxygen in there, it's a much higher chance the fish actually survives the travel. I'll also double bag it just in case we have one of the bags popping. We have a fail-safe, a second bag there. Then I'll take that double bag, rubber banded up, package that's filled with the oxygen, and I'll put that in an insulated box. So it's super important that you ship in an insulated box because if you have a little temperature spike, during a hot summer day or, it's cold outside and temperature drops a little bit, that bag can easily freeze or heat up like a greenhouse and cook the fish. So an insulated box is super important. After that, I put a top on, I tape it up very well, and I'll ship it in either 1 day or 2 day shipping. You don't really want to go any longer than that. Now, one time I had a fish package get lost, and it was actually lost for 12 days. And by a miracle, all 4 fish in the package were still alive. So if you package them up really well, sometimes they can last a very good time, but I try to make it no more than 2 days.
What's a method of breeding you don't agree with?
So I don't know if there's a specific method of breeding I don't agree with, but there are certain breeds of goldfish that I don't agree with, and I don't agree with continuing that line of breeding. So 2 that come to mind super easily are 1, the celestial eye goldfish, and 2, the bubble eye goldfish. So I'll describe these goldfish for you really quickly. So the celestial eye goldfish, it's been bred to have the eyeballs that stick out, and this is not to be confused with the telescope goldfish that just has the bulging eyes. This one has eyes that stick out, but they also point directly upward. That's why they're called celestial eye, because they're always looking at the stars. I don't agree with this breed because, though they do look kind of cute with these big bug eyes that look upward, it actually inhibits their vision down below, which is where it really matters. So, some breeders saw this, mutation, thought it was cute, and bred them to look only upwards. And that's really going to inhibit their method of eating, and I don't agree with it. I don't think that's a good breed that should be kept going. And the second breed I don't agree with is the bubble eye goldfish. So this one, again, it's an eye mutation where there are these little fluid-filled sacs that randomly mutated underneath the eyes of the goldfish. And again, the breeders saw this, they thought it was kind of cute because it looks like kind of like some chunky cheeks. So they bred it, and now the bubble eye goldfish have these massive fluid-filled sacs dragging underneath their eyes. So when they're trying to turn their body, it's extremely hard for them. These sacs can also easily get popped. If they go too close to a filter, the sacs can get sucked up to the filter. So I think it's goldfish breeding, ornamental goldfish breeding taken too far to where it's really just a huge detriment to the fish. So, I don't think you should go and kill all these fish, but I do think let's just stop breeding them. All the ones that are alive right now, we'll let them live and enjoy their lives, but we should not continue that practice.
Aida for keeping this secret from my viewers. I, a 15-year-old fishtorian, have been keeping a secret for the entirety of this video. Have you ever seen a fish symbol on the car causing traffic in front of you and wondered what it represents? We all know it has something to do with Christianity, but what exactly? Let me tell you before this symbol gets stolen by the British Museum. Well, even though there are 49 stories in the Bible using the fish symbolism, a good example in the book of Jonah, which describes the rescue of the rebellious prophet from drowning in the stormy sea when God sent a great fish to swallow him. Surprisingly, it isn't the reason behind its creation and use. This ancient symbol was adopted by Christians in the Roman Empire during the times of their persecution to discover other Christians without being found out by their oppressors. It was illegal to worship any other god besides the ones the Romans worshipped. The word fish is Greek for ichthys ixos. Nothing special, right? Well, think again because it's an acronym. Shocking, right? The word is short for Jesus Christ, Son of God, Savior. Greeks, Romans, and many other pagans used the fish symbol before Christians. Hence the fish and, like, say, the cross, attracted little suspicion, making it a perfect secret symbol for persecuted believers. When threatened by Romans in the first centuries after Christ, Christians used the fish mark meeting places and tombs, or to distinguish friends from foes. According to one ancient story, when a Christian met a stranger in the road, the Christian sometimes drew one arc of this simple fish outline in the dirt. If the stranger drew the other arc, both believers knew they were in good company. Current bumper sticker and business card uses of the fish harken back to this practice. So, although there are many biblically significant stories about fish in the Bible, this symbol was meant to express Jesus, the Son of God, our Savior. After hearing this, am I the asshole for not telling you until now?
Things are getting fishy. April's crazy. Go fish face, and fishery. Might go fish tasting, or learn fish sayings, fish tales, woo-oo. Every day we're out here making fish tales, woo-oo. Tales of swimming and of fishing, fish tales. By the way I practiced before, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Fish tales.